Mary J. girls is out there. They didn't sit down either. What'd you say?
That's a young man song. All night long? No, just a good 10, 15 minutes. I'm good with that.
Listen,
Oh,
they did not sit down. They saw other people coming back doing their thing. So I guess they said, you know what, we might as well get up too. Uh what's her name? Betty Wright back out there
uh-huh.
too. I was like, they don't woke it up because they figure the next, this is just my thoughts, they figure the next generation is not doing what needs to be done.
Definitely not. But then they see stuff out there like the Isley brothers sitting on stage singing and still having a concert and a following. So hey, make your money, boo, make your money.
Make it, but people are going too. You have
Yeah, yeah.
who is it? Will Downing and it's gonna come to me.
Well, well,
Oh,
well
Will Jeffrey
here's
Osborne. They'll be at lot 3.
hey, George Clinton's 80 something years old, and you best believe I'm going anytime he comes.
Now, see, a few years back, they said that was his last concert.
He said it about 8 million times. Every year is his last concerts.
All right, check
Mm,
this out. I was trying to find who was it. It was Jeffrey Osborne. Jeffrey Osborne,
mm-hmm.
Will Downing will be, I want to say August the 16th. I think that's when they'll be on at lot 3 in Akron. So hey,
Mm-hmm.
do it up, do it up, do it up.
Yeah, I'm
Now
about to send my mama.
you gonna say, okay, she will enjoy that. And see, that's what it is. Places, some places where older people can go and feel comfortable.
Yeah, and
'Cause how many young
keep the
folks do you think will be in the audience?
yeah, yeah. Then they come and try to ruin it for everybody.
We know how that goes, but that's all right. But how many people do you think will be in that audience? I know Earth, Wind, and Fire. I would
Yeah.
go to that concert by default to be the driver. It'll be just by default. Uh, the who is it? Gladys Knight, Shaka Khan. They're
Oh no.
supposed to be in Cleveland. Well, they were supposed to be in Cleveland in October. I don't know if they'll make it. Stephanie Mills and I don't know why I said it's somebody else on that ticket. I can't think of it, but I know the one I wasn't interested in was Gladys Knight. So let's pray for Gladys since she popped in my head and I said her name. Like, but the Hip Hop Awards is supposed to be canceled indefinitely. The BET Hip Hop Awards and the Soul Train Awards. What's your thoughts on that?
I can't argue with canceling the hip hop awards because of what the culture's become and what's considered music today.
Hmm.
And we don't want you glorify it enough. I mean, I can come out with a lip gloss and stuff named after stuff like that, and then I'm going to be rewarded at it. No, man, cut that one. But Soul Train, man, please. That was some dance moves, that was back in the day. I don't see why they would cancel Soul Train. They're not the same. They are not the same. So
True that. I'm thinking that Soul Train Awards is usually like a icon award, so to speak, air quotes for the listening audience, where they're honoring somebody. Maybe they ran out of people to honor.
no, no, well, yeah, well, you could have, because after New Edition, I mean,
Oh, that was off the hook.
I mean, who would you honor after No Edition? Do you go Jodeci and 112 and them type groups?
I
They didn't
wouldn't
have the impact.
go.
They had great music
Yeah,
and
but
some baby makers, but I don't know if they did.
for how long?
Right,
They,
right.
that's the thing, the longevity, and that's what we're looking at.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it is sad that the older people got a tour. They done ran out of the money.
Hey, but they can still do it. I mean, if it still works, I mean, shoot, Jeffrey gonna go on tour and he's gonna have people come. People gonna show up. I used to tell my kids when they were young, my daughter and would bring the B2K to me, and I'd be like, listen, they'll never have a reunion tour. I don't want to hear that. After this goes off, they'll never do a reunion tour. No Edition is still playing and Bobby Brown, My Prerogative, and we don't know man to this day we there. They can't be our kids, and our kids are in their 30s. They can't do that. They ain't got no groups that's been there for 30 years and songs. You remember that?
True that. How about this for a fun fact that you guys probably know if you're a big New Edition fan? When they kicked Bobby out, people were feeling some type of way since Bobby is the one who actually started the group.
Hmm.
Yes, Bobby Brown started the group because he entered into a talent show. And one of the guys who put on the talent show said, "Hey, what's going on?" At that time, it was groups. So he had to find a group because he would go solo. And the guy said, "You would win if you had, four more people." So he
Mm-hmm.
went out, look, shopped Michael Bivins, Ricky Bell, and no, shopped Michael Bivins. And I think he got Ralph and Ricky came. And then Ronnie, when they got a choreographer,
Right.
Ronnie came with him. He was the choreographer's
Nephew.
nephew.
Mm-hmm.
So, boom, hence you have it. Now, when they kicked him out, Bobby Brown said, I was watching the interview, which was hilarious. He was like, "Yeah, I wanted to get them back. Yes, I was upset." But Bobby was struggling the whole time because he wanted to be Bobby. Can you imagine your group, you doing all Bobby was doing Bobby by himself. So now I got this group, and now this is our image, so we have to be this. So
That's just
when he got the opportunity to get out there and be Bobby, he killed it.
male. If you do your musical history like I do, you
Go
would
ahead.
know that that's just Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. That's the same story. You know what I mean? Teddy P
Yeah,
singing
yeah.
everything in the background on drums. He's singing everything, and Melvin to say, "Yeah, I'm Melvin." And then when Melvin got kicked, when Teddy left, you see what Teddy did? Panties on the stage. The Blue Notes, we ain't seen them since. Same story, same story.
Same
Little
story,
remix.
different players.
Yeah, it's a little remix to it.
Okay, true. I agree. Now watch this though. It was a tour. It was New Edition, Bobby Brown, and I'll Be Sure. I think it was the New Edition tour, or maybe it was I'll Be Sure's tour. Whatever. Anyway, what ended up happening is Bobby Brown. He said he deliberately, because he was opening up for it was New Edition tour, New Edition.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
deliberately stole the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he get all the screams and everything, and then they would come out. So I'll Be Sure ended up dropping off of that tour, and it ended up becoming the Bobby Brown. I don't know to him because to us the public was saying the Bobby Brown concert.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be cruel. That was when that dropped.
Yeah,
Killed
and that whole CD, that was a non-skipper. You
it.
didn't.
It
What
was.
song did you skip over on that CD?
I didn't. It was all dance party.
I don't think you skipped over any of those songs. So I mean, it was a banger.
It definitely was. And we saw like the animosity. So you know how we like to put, and when I say
A
we,
little,
the public in the music scene, like y'all,
little
yeah,
toxic
y'all don't
drama.
want them, so here you go. But he did say that he would deliberately not put underwear on. So when he pumped the air, the girls would scream. He was like, Ralph was pretty. He was pretty. So all
Right.
he had to do was go in there with his swag,
And
and his cute face.
sensitivity.
I had to do something different.
Mhm.
And he definitely did. And that's what he was known as, the bad boy. Whitney
There's a
said it,
light
didn't she?
skin, dark skin there's a light skin, dark skin contrast in there, but I
You see
digress.
that?
I digress.
So, how do you feel about Larry Blackman? I like that. Thanks, Damon. Larry Blackman. I mean, they rolling him on the stage.
Yeah, yeah. It's bad. I mean, yeah. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
it
But
it's sad.
Cameo,
He looked tired.
yeah, Cameo has some hits. I mean, that could have somebody wear the G string. I mean, the cup, the red. Say, give it, pass the cup down, man.
Well,
You know what I mean?
that definitely did it. But now, like you got a cup now. Like he might as well just get the little plastic pass your medication cup now. Like what? Get a
Now,
super cup, the little small one.
now the cup covers the balls because they sag a little more, so the cup got to come down a little further. But yeah, he's still out there trying to do it. They got the hits. They got Cameo is Cameo got a lot of hits. But I mean, hey, we can listen to the music. We don't have to see you in concert, bro.
Yeah, it's sad. I think he ran out of money.
Possibly, possibly. because shoot, all of those old school artists, their contract was so messed up. Only money they got was in touring. You know what I mean? They got fronted a little bit of money and they cover their tour expenses, but their money, pocket money, no,
Wasn't cool.
no, no.
They didn't have none. Well, you know what? I would say that we could throw out that phrase, your window of opportunity is done.
But they put the work in. Their foundation is, they got hits. Cameo. First thing I think of Cameo is an off-brand one. People don't forget about it. Skin I'm in. Oh, that song.
Oh, yeah, that was good. Yeah, that bang.
Scan them. Oh man. But I mean, they got Shake Your Pants. They got that's before we even hit Candy and all that the other stuff. They have a foundation. So, hey, their window of opportunity was built. They had a 401k with these songs because they still paying at the end of the rainbow.
Now, see, and the reason I say that, because that phrase was it. It was like, oh, okay, well, let's sit down, let the next generation go. Our window of opportunity is done. When it's not, when you see what's being put out, it's like,
Yeah.
can we get some for real music, some love music? I like Sparkle.
Hmm. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
Stairway to Heaven was good.
Hey, no, that's the OJ's. That's the OJ's.
Oh, that's the OJ's.
That's
Yeah, that is the
yeah,
OJ's.
yeah. My dad's
Okay.
favorite song. That was my dad's favorite song, so that's how I remember that one. Here we
Oh,
go. Ah,
go ahead. Let me see your moves.
climb in. Huh?
I said, let me see your moves. You doing it?
Well, you know, I know as an OJ because I was, once in the group, but I didn't want to take all the shine light. But the rule is we never walk directly towards the mic. We always come to the mic from the side. Huh, huh. That's all our moves. You know, fingers. We never walk directly to the mic. You know what I mean? I made that up
Slid
myself.
in.
I left that with them. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right, you let
And,
them have it.
yeah, I should have copyrighted it because they took it. They took it. You know what I mean? I handed the ball. They scored the touchdown. They get to do the touchdown dance. But
All
they
right.
could. They never scored. Had I not have handed off the ball. Nate the agitator right
Okay, kudos to you, Nate the Agitator. So the Hip Hop Awards, do you think that they are being canceled indefinitely? See, that word indefinitely says goodbye.
here. I have no problem with it.
Do you think it's because of the riffraff?
How can you celebrate the garbage that they put out? I mean, as in lyrical content, as in you ain't got no live instruments in the background. There's no beat. There's just a computer back generated beat, and you talking hot garbage over it. I mean, how do you? I mean, what can for most vile sexual act in a movie, the award goes to for hitting raw in the most in all of his songs, for the most used penicillin prescriptions. This award, what? I mean, how do you do it? I mean, I get it. How do you do it? How do
They
you
did it.
award? How can you reward the stuff that they put out?
Some people. And how do
You
you
know,
think they're gonna play the music? You know how like we grew up with the music in the house Saturday morning, listening to it. What do you think it's gonna be for their children?
it's not. It's Luther Vandross and Teddy P and all them for our children. They don't have love music, Mel. There's no love music. Boom, 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 boom. Everyone know what I'm saying. That's all I
Yeah,
have to say.
yeah.
Everyone knows what I'm saying. Tell me what they can do. I'm talking our children. Our children grew up on Teddy P, Luther, Mariah.
One
Mariah would
twelve.
probably be the youngest one. Right. She would probably be the youngest thing. But our children grew up on that. They didn't grow up on their own music. We can argue that our parents had the best genre of music. They came out with, all of the people that we listened to our parents' music, and that was their original music. But that stuff is still playing, and in some cases in concert.
So live bands, live music is where it's at. You think it'll ever go back to that, especially with the AI?
Mm, I don't think so, but that's what keeps the YNs away. Live instruments, they don't like that. That's why I thought Jazz in the Park would be so safe because you got people playing live instruments, and we appreciate that. Boy, you hear that dude on that bass? Uh, Zoe, Zoe was amazing. You hear Zoe? Oh, he was on the keyboards today. No, he was on the drums. We can appreciate that. Them young kids, press the button. That's why the music isn't is soulless now, because you need that dude on the bass back there like this. Mm. You can see the face. You got to see the face. He got to be doing that. That gives that song life. That's soul behind that. You don't just press a button and say, "Yay,
The
yay."
drum
You need
machine
that, right? You need that
or
dude making the
sample.
ugly face. You need that. That's
All right,
soul.
who you got? Okay, Jazz in the Park is Jazz in the Park on a
Right.
particular day in your
Mm-hmm.
area. So
Mm-hmm.
in the area of Youngstown, Ohio, Jazz in the Park is on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me catch the people up who are not from the area. It was cool, and it's been year after year done by Jeff Green. And now all of a sudden, there's the younger generation there. How do you fight with jazz? How do you get angry listening to jazz? Like, what's happening? How does that happen?
Well, it starts out because Jazz in the Park was Youngstown. You go there, you see spades games. You got dudes cooking food, giving away food. You got, camaraderie, love. It was nothing but it was beautiful. But the crowd was so nice and so much that the kids like, oh, what's happening over here? And
Oh
then they
boy,
start, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they start coming around and hanging out. And most of them ain't used to an atmosphere
do
that much love in an atmosphere. So
let me
they'll,
ask you this. So is Jazz in the Park now our old variety shows?
yeah,
Ironing your outfit, see what you
that's
gonna
it.
wear the whole
That's it.
nine.
She got my cat daddy suit on with my matching shoes. Raw. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Now, I will tell you, like Jazz in the Park is done all over the places that I've been, because even in California, years
Hmm.
ago, they were doing that. I was in Columbus a few weeks ago at the Jazz Festival. It was off the hook. It
It's a
was
little bigger.
so yeah, a lot of bigger, but it was so many people. And I said, this is tragic that when you don't have anything to do, and I'm not going to just say it's because we don't have anything to do, it's a lack of respect.
Hmm.
So let me shout them out before we go into this lack of respect. Um, my faves around here is Cliff Barnes on keys,
Hmm.
um, Jeff Green, Rick Ward.
Right.
We do have Billy Beck to do. He come and boom, he'll sit
Hmm.
in. When Billy Beck come, what y'all need to do is pay attention and listen. I'm like that. He's history, straight up history. Now, regarding the whole lack of respect thing that happens, it's interesting how the next generation, I'm gonna say if they was born in the 2000s, I was gonna say like after 97 or after 96, I'm thinking those are the people that are quite disrespectful. Now, there was a young lady who called the police on her son. Why did she call the police on her son? Had him arrested because she feared her own child. Now, her fearing her own child, the issue was, oh, what did he say? Why would you put your own child in prison or jail? I ain't gonna say prison. In jail, why would you have your own child arrested? So there was a lot of people on the internet that was going off and felt like, why would you do that to your son? Why would you give him a record? Well, the conversation is all on the internet. You guys can check it out. The issue is, oh wait, he disrespected me. I asked him for something. He said he wasn't going to do it. He said what he would do to me, and the mom felt like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's that there's no man in the household, so my son doesn't fear me. She actually said that to him, and I don't think he denied it. But the fact that he felt like, no, I'm not gonna do, and then he gonna like lightweight, like you know how that is when you be like, what's up? Remember that? When you throw yourself like you about to hit somebody and they jump. So she took him down and had him arrested.
Mhm.
Do you guys think that that's an issue?
What? What part?
The part that she had him arrested and she
No,
felt
mm, no, no. But she created that monster, and she's right. There's no man in the house because you just loved and comforted and emotionally cared for this kid. When he got bigger to you and he walked outside, and the world don't operate like that, he gonna bring some of that bullying back in the house. So she created that atmosphere, and if a man was there, it would be different. But no, I don't blame her for that. Take him
okay.
to jail. And I give her kudos because a lot of mamas, not my baby. He's on the deacon board and he changed, gave his life to God. So
Do
yeah, hey
you
man,
think that she really created that though?
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Where did he get it from?
Probably his
Because
friends. You know, some people they try. They
it
try.
exactly. If I can come home and there's nothing but my way, my way, my way, I got all the Jordans, I got PlayStation 5s, I ain't have to work for nothing nowhere. And I go outside and then it's different. So I'm just gonna it's real soft and fluffy in here. Let me just run this place. So I
That's
mean,
what
yeah.
the problem is. I want to go to this comment.
Hmm.
I knew some of the hardest and toughest criminals back in the day growing up, and they feared their parents.
Oh,
Might not have feared nobody else, but they feared their parents and grandparents.
listen, my mama is still quick with those. Wah, wah, wah. I don't try that woman. No, I love my mama. Okay,
Do you think it's fear or respect?
both. She whooped me. Listen, she told me up enough when I was a kid that I had to respect the fear. so, so yeah, her foundation was I'm gonna get in that behind. So that foundation led up to me being 53 years old, knowing she gonna get in that behind. So I don't do some of the stuff I don't do the stuff that I know that I'm big and bad out in these streets. But when I come home, it's no, ma'am. Okay, I'll do that right now. Yes, ma'am. So yeah, you might know me as the biggest, baddest thing you know, but my place of kryptonite is when I'm around my mama. What?
So
But
do you
yeah,
think that there's signs when they're younger
you
and
can.
parents are just kind of letting it go and
Whoa,
passing it off as they're young?
mothers, because they control that whole thing. They control. He's my child. Your dad ain't this, that, and other. And this child, the way her, if she would submit to the man or the father, even if they ain't together, and say, "Hey, this is how we're gonna raise this child," and say, "Hey, what did your father say?" That child will know. Oh, I got to fight the team. These two people are together. Cause once mother like, oh, what? No, he ain't doing that, and he ain't got to do that. I do it for him over here. He gonna sit back and say, "Yep, this dude ain't garbage to me. He's no longer the king. He's no longer the ruler. He's just a pawn, and I know that I can manipulate my mom, and we can jump him. So whatever he says is null and void. That's how important it is that a woman let a man lead in a child's development, especially a boy. Because as soon as I know I got you, mama, mom, dad ain't even gonna buy me the new such and such. He said he gonna get paid, and you know he never do that. That's all right, baby. Come on back home. We'll get him. Mama always sees a way. Mama do this. Mama do this, and this boy's just sitting here like, And then when I'm old and I got women around me, I'm expecting them to treat me like you did.
It ain't working.
It does.
It is
It,
not working. I remember like with my grandson, I went up there to see him and I am like, we can have a good time. We could do it my way and have a good time, or we could do it your way and have a bad time. Well, when he would do his way, his thing his way, he gonna tell me all of a sudden. I was telling her, I said, "Oh no, he need to do A, B, C, and D." He gonna tell me, "Go home."
Two-piece. You should have left him with a two-piece. Wop
Listen,
wop.
he's yelling, but wait, he wasn't close to me. He yelling from upstairs. Talking about, so he said he called my name, and I said yes. He was like, "Go home." Let me tell you, I told her, I said, "Do you see what's happening?" But she'll call his dad in a minute, and bam, he's like, "Don't call him, don't call him." So he does have that fear, which this new parenting feel like, oh, your children shouldn't be afraid of you. To me, yeah, they need to be afraid of
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah, because they're not afraid of anybody, and we're afraid of them. We go to Jazz in the Park and look and be like, time to go. I can't even enjoy Zoe. These kids walking around here smoking weed, not respecting or not fearing anything. No, man, please. If my grandkids ever said, "Come here, come here," I have to show them that my rule is over their mom and dad when they're
They
around me.
well,
Be,
mine knows that.
I told them, I said, you know what? What you mean I won't whoop you? I will whoop your mother, and I'll say it in their mother's face, and
Mm-hmm.
their mom will just sit there, and I say, do you know who I am? I'm grandpa. That's power. And as long as they have that fear and respect for me, I don't got no problems. One of them had problems in school, and I know everybody, so they would call me, and I just get on the phone and look at them. I say, "Fix it," or "I'm coming up there too." Okay, and that's all it took. That's all it takes. That's a healthy fear, because I'm not beating them just because it's Tuesday. They earn it. I'll give them a chance to earn these. Whack, 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 whack.
Y'all don't Nate up there. He about to be fighting everybody.
Hey, no, 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 just the grandkids, because you got my name on you. So there's a way to react. You don't hear the Bloomfields or the
I
Rothschilds.
like that you said your name is on him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't see the Rothschilds out at the club twerking. You never see them. You never seen a Rothschild twerking because they got a name behind them. So you ain't gonna see my little grandkids out in these streets acting crazy. They got a name on them, and I'm gonna put these on them because they come from me. The Rothschilds are still spending their great grandfather's money, and they're still acting accordingly.
And that's a good thing. Let's talk about the male birth control pill. The male birth
Amtrak,
control pill. What,
Amtrak.
you're not doing it?
I don't trust. I don't trust government. I don't trust. No, I don't trust it. Even with the new IDs you got to have to travel, there's a back contract on that. I don't trust it over here.
Okay.
Call, call me conspiracy theory, but no, no. Just next time, just watch TV today. And when you hear the new medication out, stop and listen to all the side effects that it has.
It's more side effects than, and then they'll be like, the last one they always say is death.
Yeah, but you won't have chronic hangnail. Your nails won't chip, but you rectal bleeding, eye swells, all that stuff comes with that. So you gonna give me a male something for Rollo? You gonna give Rollo medicine, and I'm supposed to believe you? No.
Now
Mhm.
here's the thing.
That's why I draw
Well,
the line.
Rollo, it's reversible because it's like the birth control pill for females.
Nope.
So all right, so what about the people that don't think like you and younger and feel like, oh, okay. How do you think that that'll affect the community if they decide to go ahead and okay and use the male birth control pill?
There's gonna be side effects that comes out later on it. There's always there's always something that comes out later. Like the shot, the COVID shot. They're saying stuff that that did that to people, and that commercial always comes out about 3 or 4 months later. Have you or your loved ones suffered from taking such and such? Well, you can be compensated. What is it? You might have I don't know. I'm trying to think of it. I might have mesothelioma. You might have
Yeah,
mesothelioma.
people are like, what is that? So then you
Yeah,
explain it like, did you work in the steel mill? That you know,
you,
you
yeah,
gotta go
yeah.
back.
Why? Yes, yes, I did. What? Yes, I do have tingling sensation in my pinky toe. Well, you might have mesothelioma. So, no, 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 I'm not taking. No, no. The only aspirin I take is Children's Bear. And what I am addicted to is Tums, because Whew. But other than that, but and when I ain't got Tums around, you see me
All right,
on
I'm gonna go
baking
with
soda.
look. The views and the opinions of Nate the Agitator are
All right.
those of Nate the Agitator. Let me ask you this, and the viewers as well. Let me put the number up here: 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. Would you prefer a total vasectomy over a birth control pill?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Even though I don't have one, all of my friends do. Everyone I'm close to does. I'm just scared. Um, and they might need me to help repopulate the earth one day because the way things are going. So got to
Okay,
get my
so you're
city.
saying it may not be reversible.
I don't know, but I'm kind of selective. So you have to be. I have to take responsibility for me and whose club I shoot up and stuff like that. So one thing I might not be a lot of things, but one thing I am is I have a father and two grandfathers who were there who took care of their responsibilities, and I seen what it looked like. So I know that the responsibility comes from not having a whole bunch of children, not being frivolous, and being a man and taking care of your responsibilities. So a lot of the stuff I just don't do, and
Okay.
rib for her pleasure. That's
Yeah,
still a good
that's what
thing.
he is. See, that's what I was sitting there thinking. I'm like, you out here, if they had, I would think for this generation, you're out here like, I don't want to have children because there's a lot of males that's like, I don't want to have children right now. So the women that are out there trying to have the keep a ninja baby, the guy can totally control that.
Well,
I mean, nothing is 100%, but
right.
they can have some help in that. And they'll shoot up the club, they go on Raw, and then now you sitting there and she got popcorn all over the place, and your little thing looking like broccoli. Like,
You
what we
got
gonna
luggage. You carrying
do?
around luggage.
Yeah,
So
it's
why
forever.
don't you why don't you just instead of purchasing these medicines and stuff like that, just rib for her pleasure with the reservoir tip.
Look at that
That
commercial.
hey, that takes care of a lot of stuff. No popcorn or no luggage if you're ripped. Well, I'm not saying not, but the chances of popcorn and luggage decreases with reservoir tips.
Okay, Cornell said neither regarding like the birth control, the male birth control pill, or the vasectomy.
I'm with
Derek said these dudes like dudes anyway.
them.
You out there, what is it? The Nestle Crunch? Like, you got to look at the big picture, and it's seeming like I was looking at reading like the reviews, when it first came out on the internet, and a lot of men are like, no, no, but the younger generation is like, good, because they figure, okay, well, if I take this birth control pill, I don't have to wear protection.
Right.
You know what I mean? And shoot up the club and don't have to worry about a thing. So
Don't
they
you got
might
to
be
worry about
souvenirs, like you said, like
it.
luggage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bumpy. He got a Bumpy Johnson.
And the thing
People gonna be
is,
like, hit the lights. Don't turn no lights off. I need the lights on.
well, here's the thing. I mean, right now they're not doing it. They're just doing it for the sport. It ain't love. It ain't wow. I want to be with her. It's nice, but let's play. Want to breed, and that's it. There's nothing behind the foundation is wiped out, i.e., the musical hip hop music awards. That's their diet. That's what they're being fed.
And that's what they are spreading.
Right. And
Device plug.
not only do I have it, I got the lipstick to match.
You got a Bumpy Johnson. And now she all out there all bumped up. And yeah, her lip gloss match. Listen, wait. Is your device plugged in?
No,
Oh, it's not? Okay. I was trying to figure out why it was going in and out.
I'm sorry.
All
I have
right.
on my glasses with the talking. If I don't push, they
Oh,
got a lot of nose, so I got to keep pushing
oh.
them back. Yes, I love them. And the video, guys, hands free, 4K video. I mean, eh, for those family moments and stuff like that.
Teddy Bridgewater. quarterback for Buccaneers. You see what's
Mm.
going on? Why you hear that he was suspended from not being a high school coach
Yep.
just for getting an Uber and feeding his players.
Yep.
Now they say he went against the rules. I get it, and I'm gonna tell you why I get it. Those rules are in place for people who have been that they call themselves protecting them for the perpetrator. Let me say that. Because yeah, it can start with a ride and it's like grooming and all that extra stuff. So we plan on protecting our students. So we're just going to nix all of that. But what he said was, I look at them as my sons. These are all my sons. And he
Right.
knows the neighborhood. And he said
Yep.
it's not safe for them to walk through the neighborhood. So, yes, I do get them an Uber. I was once that child. And then those students who walk home and don't have food at home. Come on. I didn't see it. Listen, I probably done broke every rule because you find yourself doing that, helping, the younger people. They can't help their circumstances.
It's sad to no end. And you know your algorithms you get on certain things. And my thing lately has been what's happening over in Africa. They're reclaiming everything, but you know what they're doing with it? They're building homes for everybody. They're giving away free electric, free gas. Over here, if I do things to take away from that tax dollar that the upper people get,
Mhm.
it's deemed wrong. We're not for the people here. We're not for our, the greatest country. Don't give them nothing about you but being a tax credit to be for their monetary.
So how can they benefit? So their own
E-
personal benefit.
Exactly. So these kids ain't paying for Ubers. They're doing stuff. This dude is showing that he cares about a community. That's wrong. You can't do that over here.
And that's when he stated, I'm the neighborhood hope dealer.
Yep.
And
Oh,
it's
we can't have
no
that. Oh,
offense to
oh,
the dope dealer, but for the hope dealer, we got a problem with what you're
whoa,
doing.
whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, you silly guy. Listen, we can't have kids believing in you and wanting to do good in their community. No, no, no. That goes against our status quo. We have prisons to fill, and we don't want to give these kids too much hope because we need them. We have a jail cell waiting for them, and that's exactly how it comes across. That's how we see it. And you can't tell us anything different. TikTok really ruined everything for you. You can't tell lies anymore because somebody got it filmed, videotaped, and posted, and we see you where you come from, and the history of the country has always been keep them apart, keep them divided, and keep them fighting. You've exploited that in your music and everything you do. You can't give these kids food. Huh. No, they have to eat McDonald's, which is highly poisoned, and the burgers can live longer than you. But they have to go buy that because because McDonald's has lobbyists who pays us a lot of money to them get away with a lot of stuff. So we have to feed the machine, and the machine over here is against us. The machine over here is against us, and we have to feed it at all cost. So Teddy, you buying them meals and stuff like that? No, you're messing up. You're messing with my machine.
I'm glad he is who he is.
Me too. And,
And
and, and
they were smart though. They were smart to suspend him and not terminate him. But why well, you did explain why that's an issue. That's crazy. So if I help yours, it's all good. But if I help mine, there's an issue.
we have a predetermined plan for yours. Listen, you can't whoop them, you can't talk mean to them, and this, that, and other, and blah, 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 and this, that, and other. And as soon as they rebel or act how we want them to act, so we can take them from you, then I'm going to call you a bad parent, Mel. Of course, you're a bad parent, and then I'm going to put him away to where there are laws and rules that he would have to follow. It ain't got nothing to do with law in community. It has something to do with the community, but the community they throw them in, there's a pecking order there, and there's consequences there. Something you can't give them on the outside. On the inside, oh, there's consequences for everything you do. But that's the machine. We got to keep that fed.
Let me go to the comment. This is a good one. Davita said, I always wonder why athletes and entertainers don't really help their people until I learned they are not allowed, period.
It's in the contract. It's in their contract. It's in their contracts.
Now, you know what? Look at that. Derek said the melanated people are supposed to suffer. You look at, and I hate to get too deep because we got a lot of stuff to cover, but you look at the different nationalities that have come to this area, come to America, they came with something. They,
And and we're
they get
subsidized.
stuff, i.e., grants, things like that. Where you're here, you can't even get a grant. Oh, you got a loan, you got to pay that back.
Right.
Now, we come, for people who don't know, came on a boat. That's why I don't do cruises. Came on a cruise. Let's play nice. Came on a cruise. Hey girl, I got this cruise. We gonna go over here and we gonna do this. Didn't know you was about to be a slave. Okay. Then got on this boat, shipped over here. So you were brought over here and tricked, and boom, become a slave, but you weren't brought with your assets. Where other nationalities, your Asians, they came with stuff. That's
They
why I said,
pack.
when I look at that and it said we're supposed to suffer, it looks like, yeah, you're trying to keep us here, and then we're trying to build up, and there lies the issue that you don't
Well,
want us to help us.
well.
Build yourself up by your bootstrap. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Okay, and doing it, but now you done took these boots.
Yep. And here, Ice ain't worried about your Arab stores. Them dudes is just chilling. Ice ain't raiding the Arab stores. Ice ain't raiding the nail shops. This is choreographed. This is personal. These people, uh, good day, mate. The Irish and the Scottish, they chilling. They chilling. Ain't worried about Ice nothing. But hey, we ain't supposed to see that. We ain't supposed to know that our local Arab store with 7 year what grant or whatever the case may be, it's been there for 62 years, and everybody from to little Jason has owned this store and got the money and got all the benefits for having it. But me trying to buy a shoebox in the neighborhood to do something good? Oh no, no,
They
no.
come rated. It's always an issue. It could be a shooting around the corner. If they know somebody black owns that, they're going to say it happened there. Come on, man. We got
Hmm.
to do better. We have to do better. And you have people in positions, and we're voting for people to be in positions so that they can understand, like, y'all know what's going wrong, but what's happening once they get in that position? Are they really not in that position?
They're not. The
What
machine
good is
takes
the
over.
title without the authority?
The machine takes over. The machine. Listen, my algorithm is with Burkina Faso and Abraham Traore over in Africa, where they kicked out all of France. They're building everything. Airports, they're building airports, they're building schools where you can go from preschool to university free. They're feeding people, they're building houses
Oh,
for
yeah.
people,
Yeah, I saw that.
and they're cutting off the West. Right now, this day, they're 100, our $100 equals, no, ours is $23. Their money is more powerful than ours, and that's the first time it happened throughout time. The dollar has been the almighty dollar. It's not anymore.
Right.
It's not anymore. And for us to, a lot of countries are saying, "Hey, come on back, melanated people, come on back over here. As soon as you land, we'll give you citizenship." That is amazing to me because we would go over there and we would be the virus. We would be the virus. But it's just that camaraderie of opening up the door and taking care of its people. You don't see that over here. Everything's going up. Everything is going up in price. There's no way to make it over here. There's no soft spots.
That's probably why they give Deion Sanders the problem that they give him. I gotta tell the people about Shador. You know what? I'm a Shador Sanders fan.
We got to get the jersey.
Why is that? Everybody likes the underdog, and the way they played him was crazy. We already know that. It's understood. Sad thing is, we're lightweight, used to it, so it doesn't have that same effect.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tear this boy down, and I notice, like, when you look in the comments, the people that have an issue with him, they are
Yeah. Yeah.
non-melanated.
Right. Ain't never played
They're
nothing harder
rooted.
than the radio. Ain't played nothing harder than the radio, but they want to talk about a professional athlete. Man, get
That
out of here.
part. Now watch this. Yes, last night's preseason game, they said that the viewership of the preseason game, this is this morning, has never hit the numbers that they hit last night. Over 71,000 people was in the stands at a preseason game for the Browns. And you know the Browns don't travel. I mean, I ain't no Browns fan,
I
but
mean,
real
either. I hate them. I hate
talk.
them. But here's if you take two steps back and look at that. Jersey sales are up.
Oh,
Concession,
crazy.
everything's up. But who gets that money? That's not for us. We're still in the machine, in the matrix. So
Mhm.
we can go and cheer, we can go do what we want because we're fans and stuff like that. But our dollar is still coming away from our neighborhood. It's not being settled into us.
And here's the thing, when you look at it, the things that people say, okay, well, it is recorded that black boys and girls, I'm gonna say the black boys, period. How do you get out the hood? You get a scholarship, an athletic scholarship. So everybody's fighting for that spot, those few spots. Now, here's a young man not from the hood. Everybody's fighting for that spot. You pay him the lowest because you know what I mean. You draft him in the fifth round, so you know he ain't getting that money, but he don't even need it. So you're trying to tear down his confidence, how he is. You lied. I did watch where Deion Sanders was saying Shador when they said that he came in there with headphones. Nah,
Yeah.
he knows his son, and that's a blessing. He said the speeding ticket, they trying to make a big deal out of the speeding ticket.
Hmm.
Yes, it wasn't okay. You know what I mean? I'll say that, but come on. He wasn't in the, remember the little Love Me Long Time dude? Was that Watson?
Yeah.
They're putting so much pressure and covering so much of Shador off of that. And it was some for real scandal up there.
You you ready?
Okay, I'm ready, but let me add this
Mhm.
too. Now, the practice. Oh, you know what? He broke the record in the practice with throwing. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he the fastest football throw in the training camp, 71 miles per hour. Now, he didn't get any reps. Well, no, he got 2 reps during the practice, okay? Let's put that out there. He got 2 reps, and those were with the third.
Third strings.
So
It's
go ahead.
put on these ankle bracelets and let's race. Same
That
thing.
part. But watch you, but you saw what happened, didn't you?
Cream always rises to the top.
It does.
Here's here's what you delusional people that I don't like you and I will unfriend you, Cleveland Brown fans. I'm gonna hate getting that jersey, but I support that boy like that. And I know that dollar ain't going to him, it's going to the machine. But Cleveland's gonna have a problem. They don't know how to handle a dude to come in here with that type of swag and that type of attention. They can make a lot of money,
Attitude. You can his personality just exudes from him. I'm like, just his
but
smile and when he talks, it's always positive.
it's the Browns. Jesus don't like the Browns, and they're going to mess it up. They have a golden goose and opportunity in their hands, and they're not going to know how to handle it. And they're going to mess it up because this dude put me on pause so none of the hearers, none of the viewers can hear me. He can turn the Browns around. He has the spotlight on the Browns. And they're in that spotlight, all they keep on saying is, well, I didn't pick him. No, you picked the last 35 quarterbacks that didn't do nothing. Well, I didn't want him here. And this, that. He's speeding in his car. And that's what you're worried about. And that's what you're worried about. They're going to do what Browns do. They're going to mess it up.
Let me go ahead and put all the information out there. It was 40 miles over the speed limit. Okay. So let's see, and still balled out. Listen here. That was okay for the people who don't know, because I have to do that. The first preseason game, we gonna start you.
Because
Stay
everyone
ready
else
so
is hurt.
you don't have to get ready. Okay. 138 yards he threw for. 138. And when the touchdown passes, baby, listen. When I looked, I was like, "Oh, he's
How,
trying to get a traffic jam."
how did he get it in
It
there?
was like threading the needle. I
How
mean,
did he get it
that
in there?
position is crazy,
How did he get it in
crazy.
there? Yeah, I said that too. How did he get it in there? How'd that ball get in there?
I mean, woo! I was I was so hype, and I'm looking. I had to go back. Let me look through this video footage again. Twice.
Well, I don't like that we're being hyped over Cleveland Brown, but let's just call it the Shador. Let's not just call it. Let's just call Shador's team because I can't.
Listen, that is the most. This right now is the most coverage the Browns have ever had in the
They're going to
stand.
make it.
Over 71,000 use. I ain't seen brown and orange.
And
Listen,
they
you
weren't even in
all the teams together was in the stands.
and they weren't even in Cleveland. They
They
were away.
were right. They were away. I don't know Cleveland fans, and I know some diehard Cleveland fans that travel. That if it's here or here, Pittsburgh or okay, Pittsburgh or Cleveland, we'll go there. We ain't traveling. They traveled. Come
They
on,
don't. They don't have a terrible towel like us. We'll turn that whole field yellow.
right? They probably don't get one.
Man,
So you got him as quarterback 4. I know he moved up to 3. Gabriel got injured, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think none of them got in. They want to throw
I
him in a
don't
deep
think so
end.
either. They wanted to make him look crazy, and he looked crazy. All right.
Sure did. Now what you gonna do? Now what you gonna do?
14 and 23. Come on,
2 touchdowns, no
that's
interceptions.
3/4 of a gas tank.
Hey, two touchdowns, no interceptions.
0. Man, when he threw that mug in, I was like, "Oh, it's rush hour in traffic." I was like, "It's a traffic jam," and I mean, bam! Did you see? That was so close.
Yeah,
And listen, he did that. I was hyped. So
he was impressive.
anybody, look, if you weren't a fan, you are now a fan
Of him, of
of
him,
him. Of him.
not the Browns.
Oh, come on now, you know that.
I
Now I don't
I
know
hate,
what we got going on.
I hate that I
I
said
can't
that.
believe we passed on them. But you know what? They
Yeah.
all had their thing, just like you said. They had their system because you mad at his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Quit playing. Now I'm watching. I'm gonna watch the Buccaneers. I'm gonna pay them some attention just for Shiloh.
Mm-hmm.
So football is doing a turnaround. Let me say that. Where people are actually watching the teams. Okay, I see Derek said they know he's a better quarterback than Dylan Gabriel. Shador has been training with Tom Brady for
All
years.
his whole life. His whole life.
Okay. He's been throwing them darts on point forever. If you watch, oh yeah, I watched the game. Let me tell you why I started watching Colorado because Dion left. We talked about that. It was like how you leave, and people felt some type of way that he left HBCU to go over there. I even shared some of the memes with the music changed. But what is wrong with making the best decision for you?
And when he was in Jackson, his cars and everything was getting broken into. He was in a super impoverished community, and he brought them out and he brought them up. And then the school, they broke the contract. They said, "Hey, after like if because they got like 30% people fandom, so it's like if you get over 60%, you get the remainder of the gate, which is contract. They wasn't paying him like straight money, but
And he was coming out of pocket.
right, and they were selling out, and he was never getting his money from that gate, and that was his contract. They said, "Hey, 30%, they would get 30% at the games, capacity." And they said, "Hey, if you get over 60% capacity, you can have, the rest or this percentage of the gate." They were selling out. and they didn't even think that he can come in and have these people selling out, but they wasn't giving him his money. And then you know, in his office, people would come in and steal his laptop, steal his, stuff like that. So it was a bad situation. And I mean, his journey leads him. He's spiritually led. So with his spirit and his God and what everything told him, hey, he chose to listen and do. What can I do? I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan.
Listen, I'm more of a fan because before it was
Yeah,
like, yeah, you knew the name, okay. And my song, that was my jam, Must Be the Money. That was my jam. I ain't gonna lie. And everybody's like, what? I was like, listen, that'll get you going. You know what I'm saying? That'll keep you motivated. That's a good motivational song.
you're such a gold digger, Mel.
So the world is cheering for Shador Sanders. Y'all did him wrong. Here you go. And he likes the game, so he's not in it. And I think that's where the problem is. Are you in it for the money or for the love? The love of the game. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. He did not allow his dad to come to check him out, which was good. He's because what I think is respect. He knows, he said, I don't know everything that I need to know. That's why he said, no, don't come. He was like, and he didn't want to take the attention away from the team. He knows that.
So Dion stepped out. All the cameras is over there.
All the cameras. And then they're going to play that song. Everybody going to be doing the Cabbage Patch. Must be the money. Gotta love that cat. And even LeBron shouted him out during the game. They put him in there. I think they was probably hoping that he got hurt.
They stacked the deck against him, and he overcame. He made that three of clubs walk. So what do you do now? If
What
the
did he
three
do?
in if you win a book with the three of clubs, what can I do now?
Right. They gonna move the goalpost. As you say, you always say, there y'all go moving the goalpost. They gonna move it. It's on wheels. Just go
But
on
that but that three of clubs walked. How does a three of clubs walk, Mel?
with Panthers starters.
Yes.
That's what we missing here. So he didn't practice with third. He playing with them, and you got some starters from the Panthers. Surprise!
Did you see the Cleveland Browns starters were in jogging suits? They weren't even dressed up. He didn't even play with the first string line. He's playing with straight second team going up against the first team. And he had those stats. Male, the three of clubs walked. I think that's gonna be my next t-shirt. The three of clubs. Three of
Okay,
clubs. I'm gonna
Club
make it
walk.
walk. Make it walk.
People gonna be nervous to play spades. They gonna be like, "Nah, we ain't sitting down with this cat. He
No,
must
not if
be
you
a bad
not if
dude."
you're making books with the three of clubs. Come on.
Cat, he did it, and I was excited. And it's all. It's like you remember how it was like Theo was everybody's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Shador's like everybody's nephew.
Yeah. Yeah.
The love is there, and like just his character is great. Shiloh's character, great. That's a funny dude. It's different aspects of even Dion Jr.
Junior. Uh-huh.
They're all different aspects of Deion Sanders, so he ain't laying down. And
Very.
let's be real, the younger generation, if they didn't know Deion Sanders, they know him now.
Hey, listen.
I want
That
to see. I want to see the money on his shoes. I want to see how many people start buying his shoes.
that is a testimony of having a father in your life. That's a testimony to what fathers do. We do a lot. It ain't all to that level. But watch this. You want to hear my list of mean and bad dads? Ready? Mr. Woods, Tiger's dad, Serena's dad, Shador's dad. These were mean and bad dads. Joe Jackson, of course, he was mean and bad.
You know I was going with Joe Jackson.
Right. But all of these fathers were considered mean, bad, and hard on their kids. Then they didn't beat and what the ball, LeVar Ball. He got three sons, two in the NBA, and the other one is doing his thing. So something has to be said about The way these guys were unapologetically dads and the way they did things. So you can't tell me that these are bad dads.
Now I want to go into what you were saying. Not at that when you said not at that level. If you had the money to be at that level, so you have good dads, whether
Right.
they like them or not.
Mayweather's dad was bad. Who else got a bad dad? It's these fathers showing up and showing out, doing it unapologetically their way. And their kids are beating up the system and unapologetically doing it. I give credit to LeBron because his son could have been anything he wanted to be. His son's life is paid for already. Why should he have to get up and be disciplined and go to practice and work on his sky hook and stuff like that? He don't have to do none of that. But yet he chose to do it. You got to get that due respect. His daddy and him. That discipline. I can't get up and do 10 push-ups. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. And I work for minimum wage. This dude don't have to. He can get anything he wants already. Yet he's showing the discipline and the fire to get up and do these things. Bad dad. LeBron's a bad dad. He's horrible dad.
That's what they want to say.
Yeah.
They try so hard. So let me strip you since your dad was in your life and was a good influence, and you loved your dad more than us. That's what it boiled down to.
The I give the worst dad the agitator's most heinous and worst dad award has to go to. I go with the Williams Serenas, Mr. Williams. I
Do
might be
you?
the ah. Do you go him or Joe Jackson? I do
See,
what the people in the comments saying. Who's
I'm
the worst dad?
with Joe Jackson.
You going him with the worst dad?
Here, the number is 619-902-2287, 619-902-2287. Go ahead and text. And I done missed some. Sorry, guys, because I got it down.
Yeah, we need to know who's the worst dad. Who's the worst dad?
Who's the worst dad? I
Mr. Woods, no. Well, he was bad, but he wasn't the worst. Joe Jackson might have it.
And all of them. Rebe had an album, Centipede. Latoya Jackson, she tried. She should have been modeling, but I think she was too short. Janet did it. All the sons. This
Okay.
mother is the one that said, "Hey, listen to Michael's voice. He can sing." And he listened to him, and that's how he got it. So that's what Jermaine was like. Wait a minute, I was that dude.
Good points, Mel. Good points. LeVar Ball did it, and he knew what he was doing, and he aggravated a lot of person. That's why he has a lot of votes from me. But I think I'm going to go with Richard, the Williams dad. He was the worst because he was unapologetically. He said, "I know what I built, and you ain't gonna come in here and say nothing. I'd run this." That's why I think he's the worst dad, and he has my greatest admiration. Instead of the hip hop awards, we should have the Agitator awards.
Agitator award. All right, I'll let you pick.
Who are the people saying, Mel? Anybody saying anything?
Serena and Venus's. Joe was most
William.
definitely the worst dad. But you know what though? I'm gonna change mine. Okay, you got some other people said Joe Jackson. I'm gonna change mine because this is us on the outside looking in. I'm gonna change mine and go with Serena and Venus. And the reason I'm gonna say that is because we were able to see that. Where Joe, the only reason we knew that he was a bad dad is the children speaking out. Think about it. They said, well, we couldn't call him dad, and we wouldn't have known that because we just thought, well, we didn't have social media either.
Right.
But
yeah.
I just saw him trying to make sure that I saw him making $1 out of 15 cents.
Well, yeah, but like Mr. Williams, he deliberately had those two children to teach him tennis, and he did it, and he was unapologetic with it, and he wouldn't let nobody talk bad about them kids, and them kids didn't fear nothing. You got to respect. I mean, well, in the contents of our award, you got to dislike that. You got to dislike that a lot. It's very bad.
Yeah, it's abuse.
Yeah, it's total abuse. Totally.
Air quotes for
Yeah,
the listening
yeah.
audience. Yeah,
And
that's
Dion,
never happened.
well, Dion's a bad dad too. He's up there, but he's not as high. I think his mind control was the better with him. So
Mhm.
and he always smiled in your face, which gives him a little extra points.
It
He
does.
smiled at you and being a horrible father that he was, and he was a father to a lot of kids on the football team. They looked up to him that way. So
Listen here, and we're saying this sarcastically for the listening audience. Here's what's interesting. He fought for his sons, and he had to fight. Cost him a lot of money to fight for his sons
yeah,
because she's like, no, I don't want to split them up. And sometimes that's the best thing, and that's the best way.
yeah, yeah. We
And
can learn. We can learn a lot from these bad dads.
right, these bad dads. Honestly, it's wild that outside people we care about with the outside things, like how you let him get your sons and da 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 da. I'm sure she had to hear that,
Hmm.
and it's like, well, I don't want to do it. You let your child go, you're not a good mom.
Of
Now,
course.
sometimes you gotta make a decision that is the best for the child.
Nothing more than feelings.
But it's the feelings of other people on the outside. Kind of like
Right.
in a relationship. Let's be real. You good in your relationship. You don't see anything wrong until you get with some other chicks and they be like, girl, dude, that's abuse. You start
What?
doing your thing. Like, wait a minute, is it? That's a problem.
Way to bring that full circle, Bell. You see that? You just did
I'm your girl.
that.
People
Yeah.
need to know, like, wait a second, what are we doing here? What works for you? No, nobody's a cookie cutter. What works for you works for you. And what works for them works for them. They may not deal with somebody, because of A, B, C, and D. I saw a post going around. It was actually a meme. And the question was, if your husband, wait, I'm messing it up, but here's the paraphrase. Not even husband. Your man is working a job, but you have to ask your parents if because ends can't meet, what do you do in that relationship? So if he's working and he still can't ends still can't meet, so both of y'all working and still can't live life comfortably, do does she go to her dad?
She can always go to dad. But
Are you okay? Let's say, are
okay.
you taking care of your daughter and her man because ends can't meet? Are you going to help her?
Yes. But it comes with a severe lecture.
Okay.
It ain't just, oh, here, baby. I'm like, hey, you got a man sleeping next to you. I shouldn't have to do this. But I'm gonna make sure she's okay. But you have to give credence to the man always trying. Now, if he was playing PlayStation and if he was like on a 78,000 level on Cookie Crush, Candy Crush, no. But if he going out here trying to make it, I mean, all our kids gonna go through some stuff and they gonna need us. I need my mama to this day. Baba, can
But
I?
that's your mother.
I got you. I got you. But with my daughter, she's gonna always be my daughter. So in her decision on who she with, I'm gonna analyze it. Look at him. He don't even he don't put sugar in his grits. You like this?
There you go
Ugh,
with that.
ugh.
There
But
you go with that.
even though he don't put sugar in his grits, he's trying, and there's always grits there, and you need a little something. Here's a little nudge. But guess what? You ain't gonna just like, okay, here, how you doing? I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about the whole situation. You don't just get this money in here. You get it with a lesson, with some truth. What I think to be is true. So yeah. As long as that man is working and he's trying, I gotta give him that credit.
Okay. Now I was brought up different.
Hmm.
Call me a gold digger. I was brought up this way. My even all the father figures that was uncles,
Uh-huh.
grandfathers on both sides, you cannot come to them if you got another man's shoes under your bed.
I get that.
That was period. That was it all the time. So
Mm.
I knew, oh, you better make sure. I think that if ends, you're not meeting ends, you need to go to your people, not my people. You need to borrow from your dad. You need to go your way. But for me to have to do that, and you're supposed to be the provider, let's say it's a husband,
Mm-hmm.
and you're supposed to be the provider, it's kind of sad to be like, okay, listen, can I borrow A, B,
You're
C, and
absolutely
D
right.
because
Ho-
of he need to be.
Hold on, let me pull out my Bible and rewrite that. Don't ask me for snus and doo doo. It's his responsibility because he is the man. I get it. I get it because a lot of times I'll be like, listen, Pimp Juice, I broke up with you as soon as you introduced us. I told my daughter, I broke up with you as soon. Hey, how you doing, sir? Good to see you.
Right. Or your husband, let your husband go to your parent. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
That type of thing. But I
He can
just,
come to me. Yeah, you're
yeah, if
right.
you get it, I'll be like, listen, you can't, you working all them hours, 40 hours,
Y'all
and you
need to let loose something so these ends can meet. Hold your breath.
absolutely need to find another, yeah, all your time is taken up and you're not making it work. But you can always pick blueberries.
That's it.
The, the farmers is still looking for people. They paying $11 an hour for you to go pick these blueberries. What is it? 9 to 10 hours a day
Ooh, in the sun, in California
in
sun.
the heat, seven
Well,
days a week. Now there goes
as you
some money. Where they
as
gonna
you
find these
see,
people?
as you see your president when he said they're built for this. Their backs won't hurt. They'll just die because they're built for this. They were made to do this. I said, people still voting for this dude. Yeah.
And listen, it tells you the mindset of the American people.
I'm scared because we are falling. This will be the new Caucasoid Mountains.
I think that his people are seeing what's actually happening
But
when
we,
they closed out. Let me get this information
mm,
on the politics real quick, and y'all can look into it. Marjorie Green, I can't think the one, the built blonde, built bad,
uh,
built,
uh,
yeah,
uh,
her. The she's upset because the men has had a meeting allegedly. Let me put that up here. The men has had a meeting and didn't invite the women. That's why I was shocked with how many women voted for him. I'm like, wait a minute, did you read? I read all the pages. Did you
here,
see it? Go
here's
ahead.
where we're going, the economy and everything like that. They're going to get their just due. The problem is we're still in the same car as them. So, no, hey, if this car crashes into something, we might live, but we're going to still be messed up. But Africa is expelling everyone out of there. They're making sure that they have their own resources. And in the last 3 years, they've grown tremendously. But when we go over there, we would be the virus. But yet they still allow us to come there and get citizenship. And if once that happens, over here they will be back in the caves of the Caucasoid Mountains. It will be that again because they're expelling everything with melanin, and the stuff that's lightly melanated with the hint of yellow or red. They're going to Africa. The bricks, that whole thing with the BRICS Foundation and going under their currency. It's look, yeah. You better start looking in countries. I have a couple friends in Zimbabwe, and I'm like, that might be it.
You have a lot of people that left. Was it George Lopez?
No, yeah,
It was like, I'm out. Ellen DeGeneres, I'm out. He shut his whole show down, which is really interesting. Watch this. Living Single. I saw she was Kim Cole. She was on Max. I don't even know her. Erica, I think is her real name, but Max has a podcast. Y'all remember Max on Living Single?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Kim Cole actually disclosed the issues that they were having behind the scene. And she said that she gained weight. Well, the producers and the people in the back said that she needs to lose weight, or they're going to have to write fat jokes. Max in turn said they could write all they want. I wouldn't have said them.
Hmm.
But when they asked her to lose weight, Queen Latifah stepped up and was like, "Oh no, we're not doing that."
Hmm.
So if you remember the Living Single sitcom, you had like one sex symbol, and that was Regine, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was
She wasn't the symbol, but she
her,
tried to fill those
character.
shoes.
Her character.
Right,
That's
right, 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 right. Right. Too much
so
booze.
Erica Alexander. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate that. Yeah, so she was bougie. She was
Uh-huh.
bougie. And to me, that character, that I think they should have been more so focused on her because no lie, I didn't realize that Kim Cole gained weight.
Oh man, yeah, I knew it because I'm like, that's the girl from In Living Color. Because Kim used to be woo
Oh, okay. She
fine.
was on the living color.
What?
Okay.
You remember the skit
Yes.
With Mike Tyson on a dating show? That was Kim Coles. She was she
Okay.
was on
So
the
you
list.
you saw it. I didn't even
She
see it. I just saw her character.
she was on the list.
She, on the list. She made the list.
She was on the list. And I said, next draft season, she might not hold her spot, but she was on the list.
Okay. Well, that's what I didn't even notice it. Honestly,
Mhm.
I did not notice it. It's it's giving body shaming. That's what that would have been. And you know, right now, no, if they would have wrote those jokes and they were trying to say that this is Kim's Cole saying that they were trying to say, oh no, I think it was Max or Erica Alexander that was saying that they thinking this is how friends are. This is what they do. But females don't do that.
And
We don't
they
do
were,
that. Y'all might do that. Guys might do it, but like, dude,
yeah,
look at you. But
yeah.
females, we don't say that because we already know when we look in the mirror. The only way that that question gets addressed is if that individual, that's the only way it's brought up. If that individual says, I didn't gain weight and I can't fit A, B, C, and D, then that's when the conversation is opened up when they ask you a question. Do I look bad in this? Do you see the weight I gained? And then you go ahead and you ask the question, like, what happened? And then it moves on. That's the only time. But women don't usually ask that or bring up that topic because we know it's a sensitive topic for us. Now, men, y'all might don't know. You know what I mean? Y'all just say what y'all want to say, and it doesn't seem like feelings are hurt at all. So,
Well,
are the feelings hurt when y'all say it? Well, how do y'all say that?
no,
If your boy got fat, what do you say?
you got fat. Look at you. What you eating? We don't have that filter. That's how we show love to each other. A guy that don't talk to other his boys. If you ever go to your guys, go through his thread with the fellas that be talking, other
Uh-huh.
than all the porn you might see, you're gonna hear some. I mean, we talk about each other like dogs. That's how we show love to each other. But in that case, didn't they have white writers for that show?
Wait a minute, you going out there.
I'm sorry. I said for that show, didn't they have white writers for that show?
Exactly.
There it
And
is.
see,
There it is.
that's the whole problem. You don't know how black friends are. Like when your friend will mention something about your weight. No, 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 we don't do that. We don't. It don't the only way that, like I said before, the only way that weight comes up is if that particular person who gained weight brings it up.
Right.
Otherwise, like we know when we got out the shower and looked in the mirror and was like, oh, a naked frog. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? We know.
Yeah, but us guys are totally different. That's the first thing we do. I mean, if you're my friend, I'm talking about you.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
But that's the men.
Right.
Okay, TC Carson that played Kyle, he stood up for everybody. That's basically why the show ended because
Yep.
they got rid of him. I do remember reading that.
Oh yeah.
And you got to tell me, real talk. I'm like, who? TC Carson. Y'all got to tell me who played what the character was. I remember the actual character. So with that being said, when other people write for us, they don't know us. That's where the problem is at. They don't know us. And yes, Bill, Bill said they can't relate. You can't, no matter how many black friends you got, the two black friends you got, you you just don't know. They can't relate. So what you gonna do? You got to figure it out. I can hear you. Go ahead. Let's see. Derek Clark said those non-melanated writers always write a false narrative about us. They try. They try. And I'm going to say this, they probably have a vanilla wafer, if you know what I mean. Black friend. That black friend that's a vanilla wafer. Brown on the outside, but white in the middle. They can't relate. Like your Candace Owens, air quotes. I'll just say that. Allegedly. But I'm not mad at what the last statement that she said on, what is his name? I can't even, Jason Lee. On Jason Lee's podcast, there was a question that was asked about Candace Owen, and she, as far as like transgender and them being, born a male and identify as a woman. And she brought in Rachel. Remember the one that was over the whole, I like that Oreo cookie. Thank you. Uh, Rachel, the one that infiltrated the NAACP and pretended to be black. It's the same thing. We, and I'm going to say we, not a lot of us, but we have a problem with Rachel infiltrating the NAACP as a black woman. She was helping people, but we don't have a problem as the transgender infiltrating females and then want to call us cisgender. No, 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 no. I'm not a cisgender. I'm a female. So I
Mhm.
like what Candace said on that. That's the only thing I got to put up there. I got to be fair. She's something, but in that case, check it out, Jason Lee with Candace Owens, and tell me what your thoughts are. So check that podcast out. It was really, really good. I'm like, you can't do one and not accept the other when it's one and the same. You want to be something that you're not. So let me identify as. Now, the AI. How do you feel about AI taking over?
We can't stop it. We can't stop it, and it's forever learning. It learns expeditiously every hour.
That's fine. But some of the information is not okay. So it's incorrect.
Got you.
Now they have film where they are talking about making films through AI. How do you feel about that?
It's the worst thing you can possibly do because those films will alter your reality. It's
Mhm.
just like this. They made a film of landing on the moon, and they said this is the first step on the moon, and we believed it until we were smart enough to say, "Hey, well, how'd the camera get out there?" So, if you can make AI movies or films just strictly through AI, you can alter our reality. What was that movie? That, it was a movie. Well, it came on the radio before TV, and they thought it was real. War of the Worlds. It was a premiere over the radio, and it had people moving out of their houses because they thought it was real. They thought the Earth had been aliens came and was killing people out west and was moving that way. So people started packing up their houses and moving because they thought it was real. Now that was just on the radio, and it became a story and stuff like that. Now they actually did it with Tom Cruise, but you'll have that same effect when you can't tell the difference between what's fake and real. I mean, that's going to do good for me and my Facebook profile pictures. Cause shoot, I'm gonna have a six pack back, But just like we call y'all girls filter fat, oh yeah, she filter fat. When you see her in person, that's gonna be the reality of
Okay. Okay, I like the fact Bill said vaccinate. That was the trial run, that particular movie. Yeah, probably was, no doubt.
everything.
And
I like it when I get a vaccinated. I really,
you like the vaccinate.
that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
A co-signer is always good. What's interesting is I talked about when AI first was coming in, and I feel as though that it's gonna kill the mom and pop shops.
It's killing everything.
and even like the information. Now, some schools are adopting it. So here's what this is my thought. Schools are adopting it and they are encouraging, I got alleged here. They are encouraging the students to use the AI. However, there's inaccurate information, and people have to understand that some of that information is a compilation of what everybody's saying, and boom, this is what we're gonna do. So
Huh?
you got to watch that. And
But
that's
I
going to give you just what you said, change the reality, because you're saying this, and then we're going to have to go back because we realize that it does not work. I saw where actresses, where someone said that actors and actresses, it'll put them out of work.
here's the thing. You have to teach the children that because there has to be a reference point. Remember, watch this. I know no one below our age is going to remember this meal. What was that cabinet you always went to in the library to find your book?
What was
What was
the
that
cabinet, or
that
you mean
you pull out
the
with the
system?
cards?
Oh,
What
what,
was
the
it
Dewey
called?
Decimal System?
No, 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 no. When you're at the library and you want to find a book, you had to go to that one drawer and pull out the cards and find
Yes.
where the book was. What was
Mhm.
that called?
I just know it as you had that file cabinet. You had to find it. You had to do it. You look at the card. The card had the Dewey Decimal System, and you found your book according to that. So you
Right.
will go and look. That's what I don't know. We
Okay.
got any librarians on there? What y'all call
Well, someone's gonna come through for us, Mel. They always do. They always
it?
do.
Is do.
But we have to be taught that because once it's gone or something like that, we cannot have no one, an auditor who doesn't know how things are done. So to teach these kids AI and stuff like that, you have to have them because that's their future. But we still need somebody to say, hey, when the grid go down, oh no, you just go to this cabinet and take out the little card and it tells you how to do things. So with them learning that, that's a part of their future. That's going to be a part of their reality. But they still need us to be like, no, no, you don't use margarine. You take 2 sticks of butter because the old school ways gave birth to the new school ways. And with this AI coming, they have to be up on it. You have to know something about it. Someone still writes in cursive. You know what I mean? Because cursive is the new hieroglyphics. You got kids in school, in high school, that don't know how to read cursive, but you need someone who does. So us as old people, we got to keep trying to learn, but our foundation is built different.
Okay. Thank you. Card catalog, Nate. That's what it's called. Thank you. They do come through.
So I know they would. Whoever that, I'm giving them two. One, two. You get two of those.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying, the Dewey Decimal System. That's a system that we actually use. I'm like, and
I
I
thought
can
that
see
was more.
the cabinet. Look, I'm like, I can see it too because
Right,
it
I can
had
see it
what
too because
letters
the A,
where.
the B's are on there. Yeah,
That
that's
was
a
a
better
lot of
one.
filing back then. Woo!
Right, but that was technology. That was cutting edge technology when we was doing it. Now no one knows how to do it. So then
You
teaching a
got a
kid,
computer now.
right? So
So the
then teaching,
computer then is the AI now.
right? So it's part of their world. So you got to teach it in school. You better, because if you don't know nothing about it, if you don't know how to start a microwave, and the correct way to start a microwave, black people, is what? Keep hitting 30 seconds until you get your desired time.
Listen, I'm
Everyone,
like,
every
that's the
black person
correct
knows
way. The
that.
okay,
Every black person knows.
because you broke up a little bit. So Nate the Agitator said the correct way to use a microwave is to keep hitting that button that gives you 30 seconds until you reach the desired amount of time you need.
Hey, tell me if I'm wrong.
You're
Tell
not, because I just did it earlier.
me.
I was like, beep, beep,
That's,
beep, beep, beep,
yep, that's it.
instead of actually putting the time in. All right,
Right.
we
So
got another nurse that was arrested for impersonating a nurse. Let me not say another nurse, and I was being facetious. We got another person that was impersonating a nurse, treated over 4,000 patients in a hospital in Florida.
how many deaths?
I don't know. I didn't see that because they wanted to put it on her.
Right. But here's my point. If she's successfully treated those people, and that far and nothing malice, well, tell her she needs to go get her paperwork done because she's definitely an asset, and she's treated this many people and ain't got no. You gave me aspirin for my gonorrhea syphilis. So if you know what you're doing, you've learned something during that time. So hey, you might as well go on and take this test.
The way that they found out is because she had gotten an a promotion.
Take the test. Take the test, girl.
Right. So she got a promotion and they were like, hey, we need to see your license. Well, what she did was use somebody else's license who had her first name was the same, last name was different. She told them in the interview that she had gotten married. Well, she'll bring the new license, no, her marriage certificate. That's what she had to bring, her marriage license. And she never brought it. So then they looked into it, then they realized whose license she was actually using, which was another person. They didn't really know each other, but they went to the same school. So she was, I guess, in school. I don't know if she was nursing school, but she did that. Now, here's my issue with that being a registered nurse. No, you got to go through, you need to go through this too. Like these loans and stuff. Like, no, no, I did this. If I could just walk in and do it, trust and believe, I would have actually done it. So I'm like the people when they forgave the student loans. Remember and people were upset because they paid theirs back. I was like, oh, they get theirs forgiven. Like what? I did the
They,
right way. So I'm hating.
that's what I'm about to say. There's a tad of hate in there. That smells kind of hater.
Let's sprinkle
Hey,
in a little bit of hate. I'm like,
I
how
get
do
it.
you do that? My thing is, they forgot to do a background check, or did you choose not to?
Hey, as I hear, there's nurses out here like truckers. They're always needed. We don't have enough. And if she was able to do it for that long and get to where she's getting promotions and stuff, she was doing something right. Man, get that lady the test. Let her pass the test. Fine her, whatever. Take some of her money, but hey, 4,000 patients. In the majority, I ain't gonna say nobody died or anything like that, but
You know
you
they
know,
would have plastered that.
yeah. I'm pretty sure they would have thrown all. And then she clipped her toenails too tight. So, I know how they tell stories. So, hey, give her the test, slap her on the wrist, but you better keep her around. I mean, she's doing a phenomenal job, I guess, since
That they
she's
wanted
been
to give her a
promoted.
promotion.
Right, right. So,
It's interesting how they all out here. That's why they're cracking down. But my thing is, you should have did that off top.
what they're cracking down on the wrong stuff. They're cutting off their nose just to spite their face. I mean, with the government layoffs and all of this all this stuff that this the recent president has done has irreparably set us back. We can't come back from this. The next guy can come and say everything he did, I'm going to erase. The damage has been done. You got other countries teaming up together and say, Russia's sending new fighter plane technology and nuclear weapons over to Africa. You got North Korea saying, hey, we're going to give you the technology to build these dams and these schools and this education system. We're going to give it to you. And then we're going to use your money because your money is backed by gold and not paper. You got countries taking their money out of our reserves right now. They're like, hey, no, we don't trust y'all no more. So the next person to come in, dude, hey, I don't know. Sometimes being this articulate and brilliant is a curse.
All right. How about Rashida supposed to be the rapper Rashida is supposed to be on tour, going back out there. A lot of
Yeah.
people aren't interested in seeing her. So I guess the tickets, I'm just throwing this out here because I don't know how true this is. I didn't get to really dig deep. They said her tickets is almost like $300.
Wait. Rashida from Love and Hip Hop?
Well, she's not from Love and Hip Hop, but she's on there. Yes, her and Kirk.
Listen, she was making more money throwing drinks in people's face. The drama, it doesn't translate over to ticket sales. We want to hear you sing a love song now. We seen what type of
She got that love song, Make Him Want to Marry Me.
how'd that work? He wanted to marry her after having what 3 kids on her. Are they married?
They've been
Oh,
married all this time. The whole time he had all them children on her. I'm
oh,
like,
oh.
if I get a husband like Kirk, I don't want him. If that's who
Hey,
coming my way,
ho 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 ho, man. She's singing about it and wants you to pay $300 to hear her sing about it. So we know the backstory. You can't get on the Eddie Murphy said, oh, 48 hours. You're like, yeah, man, I love the Lord. I love the Lord. But I was there when you were smacking that bitch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But so she can't come out and do that. And I don't know.
well,
I,
here's the
I'm
thing. You said you aged out.
I'm aged out. That what they consider like this reality stuff, this drama filled stuff that you trying to feed my granddaughter. I have to sit here and watch it with her because I can't stop us watching it. But I have to be there and be like, that's the stupidest thing. Blah 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 blah. I have to give my interpretation on it so she can actually see it a different way. Because the way it's fed to her is, oh, get your brand together. You don't need no man, and this, that, and other, and fight, 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 and hate, hate, hate. I can't stop her from seeing that because she has a phone, she has an iPad, she goes to school. So I have to be there and monitor this garbage. And I'll just be like, ugh, look, Nyla, blah, blah, blah. Come on. Is that what y'all do? Blah, blah, that's stupid. So she can at least see a different. You can't give her that stuff pure. You got to put a cut on that. So I'm just trying to put a cut on this garbage. But that's how all these kids are raised.
Now you said a few minutes back that they're changing reality.
Hmm.
And that is what's happening here. This is
Right.
not the norm. So
Yeah.
it's running rampant where it's making these young girls feel like this is the norm. Because when those reality shows, most of them, besides the very first one, The Real World, when it was on the road, that was with Tammy um, Rowan. I think that's her last name. I can't even remember it right now. But when they had those were a little different. And then you went into the Housewives franchise where it was all about labels. Then you went into the love and hip hop. Why in hip hop does it have to be so much drama? And that's probably why they're canceling the hip hop awards.
Yeah.
When
Full
you get
circle.
what you're showing
Full circle.
full
But
circle.
and you can't stop it because it's everywhere. So I have to throw a little agitational flavoring in on my granddaughters, what she's gonna do. Because me to say no, you could never do that makes her do what? Want to do it more.
Well,
Right.
one or two. Do it or not do. You have a choice. And
So
if this
now,
isn't
so
looking right, then I'm gonna go this direction. Prime example: Tracy Ellis Ross. Did you see
uh-huh,
the picture?
I think
There's a
so.
picture of her. It's a booty shot.
Please post that. Please, please get
No,
that to me,
I'm
people.
not doing that because I don't do that. Look,
Get
I'm
that.
like,
Hey,
I
it's
should have had it
social
on
media.
here too.
It's
It's on.
social media, so it's
It is
out there.
social media. I need to just go that direction,
You
huh?
might as well. She put it out
Well, the
there. Help
problem
her
is
numbers.
she's 52 and
Yeah.
single, and that's the picture she posts. Now you're looking at it because it's Tracy Ellis. Now you said multiple times about what you post shows says who you are.
Mhm.
I was really surprised. I mean, she's grown, she's 52, she could do what she do. My personal opinion, which I don't really give too much, but I'm gonna say this.
Uh-huh.
It says thirst. At this particular age, so if you're not in your 20s, I wouldn't have done it in my 20s, but that's just me personally.
All
But
right,
at
but
52, do you
hey,
need that attention?
apparently
That's what
so.
that picture is giving. See me, and is it showing that this is how I get a man? So you get to see my backside without getting to actually know me. So of course you're gonna reach out, and now I got people reaching out because of
Right.
the butt shot.
Listen, listen.
Huh.
It's the bait she used to catch her fish. I'm not mad at it. If I,
You're not mad at it because you're gonna benefit,
no,
and guess what? You
no.
didn't have to do anything to see it.
In my point exactly. Now, in her value overall grade, it drops because of that. Because you can't get me and want me to be your everything, and you come pre-smashed, and then you showing it to everybody. I'm not getting nothing special or new. Everybody's seen that. So I can't be. You can't hold me to be your everything, or I got to be a millionaire to date a broke broad. She's not broke, but I mean, in that case, she's gonna get what she's fishing for. She put the right lure on the bait. She's looking for crawdads, or she got a crawdad on it, and she's looking for carp. That's what you use for carp. She gonna get a lot of carp, but then she's gonna be like, ugh, carp tastes too fishy. I want this. They ain't gonna be biting at that bait. We're not gonna. Certain type of dudes ain't gonna bite at that bait. We'll all enjoy it, and we'll all nibble at it because we're starving. But we ain't gonna eat that. We ain't gonna keep it on our plate. We ain't gonna cook it. We ain't gonna keep it in the fridge. That was delicious. Where's the trash? Ugh. But that's the reality of the game. And I can be mad at her, but you can't be mad at the game. You can't be mad at the game. Listen, the game is, hey, me and Mel been together for 7 years, this and another. I'm at work. I come home, she got another dude in the bed. You know who I'm mad at? I'm mad at the dude. That's who I blame. But I'm mad at him for laying on my pillow. Get off my damn pillow. You can have her and stuff, but it's not his fault because that's the game. It's your fault for letting him in here. So I can't be mad at him. I'm gonna be like, hey man, get the hell off my pillow. Grab my pillow, put it under my arm, and I'm leaving. But my anger is to you, the player, not the game. Can't be mad at the game. T-shirts coming. Can't be mad at the game. Simple and plain.
I'd be mad at the game. I just think it's sad.
Can't.
Here's to me, like I said, what it looks like to me, it looks like a thirst trap.
Uh-huh.
And you are at the last resort.
Hey.
That's what it to me. I'm not saying that's it, but when I see those, it looks like okay, they're still not paying attention to me, and da da. I see
Hey.
you, Bill. Bill said, "I just want to meet her mama." Like Diana, I maybe I held her to a higher standard, and especially with her being on Blackish. And I get it; that's a character that you play. I actually did meet her along with a whole lot of other people personally, and
I like her.
I
I
held her
like
to
her.
a higher standard. Yeah,
I
as a
like her.
person. So I
Mm-hmm.
was shocked to see have we given up and said, okay, well, this is the route to go. And how about the younger generation? How many of them are going to be ridiculed about, hey, I saw your mama on Facebook
Well,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah. I told well, my it's personal, but I told my granddaughter when she was acting up. I said, "Are you mad when your friends talk about your mom's OnlyFans page?" And she like, I said, "Exactly. So what you doing on this thing is gonna show up. So your mom ain't out here posting stupid stuff. So you can't be doing this. But I I get it, and I don't want her or her fishing for that. You got to look at her pedigree. She's a millionaire before she even started anything. She had a bad dad because she was groomed in that whole thing, and she made money and didn't need it because her mom and dad had money. Her dad has bazank. Her dad make her mom look poor, but she's come up in that and she has all that. But something you look at that and be like, why can't you get or keep a man? You kind of be like, what? And she's gonna get attention. I might drop a little, might heart emoji, but I mean that ain't for a keep. That's for a rental. Because
I see,
I'm not gonna be your everything, and you come in pre-smashed and all this other stuff. Then I got to be your everything. Ah, come on, man. No, I ain't hearing that.
I've seen Lamarcus Ware.
Uh huh.
I went to his page, and the group is called Private Affair. There was a girl on there, and she had like 4 or 5 children.
Uh-huh.
And the post read, new to me, but it was like 400,000 miles on the car. That's what it had. That's what the
Uh huh.
picture looked like to the fellas. I said, it is new to you, but then you get in that mug and it got all the miles.
You can't bring it to the car show.
Listen, saying that this is what I see with a single mother with 4 or 5 children.
Right.
Well,
But
you can't bring her to the car show?
No,
You ain't
no, we
really
ain't. Man,
surprised.
it's rusted underneath. The damn transmission slips, and we all know that because we drove it. So you can't come in because it's clean. Man, go ahead with that garbage. But if you think that way, you get the Simp Academy Award. You get the Simp Academy Award. I mean, your value is already intrinsically given to you. You have to maintain it. And if she got 4 or 5 kids, it's a lot different if they're all by one dude. She still holds value. Okay, that's nice. 5 kids. Oh, yeah, the father died or they divorced. Oh, okay,
So
okay,
those
that's
things are taken into consideration.
yes. Oh, yes, Mel. That's a huge yes. You can have 10 by one. You can have 10 of them by one.
Okay.
You don't get mileage because the one driver drives it. You get mileage. Mileage comes from multiple drivers.
Okay. Multiple drivers. Oh,
Right.
so if they be like, "Oh, I have," is that the first question? I want to know for the fellas. Do you like you meet somebody and you be like, "So how many
No, no. That
fathers?"
que- that question comes if I want to be serious with you. First
Okay.
question is, hey, how you doing? Can I get you a drink?
Okay.
Because we might have you in the smash file in that lane, and none of that stuff makes any. Yeah, we don't care about that at that point. You
Okay.
know,
So you said the smash file.
right?
How do you know if you're in the smash file
As a woman,
or in the from guys or the I'll date you file?
questions. You have to be cognizant of him speaking. Most women
Okay.
tell themselves their own story, and they go on with their story as opposed to listening and thing. And that's why you always talk more on the first date because I'm sitting here listening. Mhm. Ooh, okay.
Okay.
All right. So they're in the 3-4. Okay. They got the nickelback sitting over on the side. Okay. They're trying to rush. He's showing rush. So I'm just sitting there watching the defense. And then after you done told show set up your defense and stuff, I'm gonna audible and I'm gonna be like, oh, this is quick, easy first down. So I'm just gonna run that same play over and over again. So yeah,
So
we
it's the way that she responds to the
no,
questions or what?
it's her conversation. Because believe you me, now I'm not speaking for every dude, but I mean dudes on the show can agree with me or not. We don't come out looking for soulmates. We come out looking to get lucky. We fall in love. We don't look for that stuff.
Okay, so you fall in love. You don't.
Right. We don't. Hey, Cornell, Derek, let's go out and find our soulmates tonight. Yeah, they ain't never heard that. I guarantee they ain't never heard that. You get with her. Conversation's good. You had messed around and played hide the pickle a couple times. You hang around, then you start be like, oh man, okay, well, how many kids you got? They all by the same dude. Then those questions become important to us. Not in the beginning,
Hmm.
not
So
the game.
so if I come to you, you sit down, and I asked you at this age,
Uh huh.
how many baby mamas do you have?
Uh huh. And I say 6. Does that make you look at me different?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna say
You don't
1.
waste time.
Right, right, right.
But
But
I
but
gotta say this. I gotta say this. I hate that phrase, baby mamas. But I'll say, how many mothers do you have for your children?
it's wrong. It's
How,
wrong.
how many mothers? That's a legitimate question because you know
No,
what
it's
that means. That means now I have to deal with one, two, three, four, five, and you. Am I interested? Do I have the time? Nah,
ready.
I'm
Ready.
ready.
Hey, you a baby mama, man.
No, I'm not. I'm an ex-wife.
Aha! That's exactly it. That's exactly it. You get more credit for being an ex-wife. You don't get the credit for being a baby mama. That's a whole different tier. See how mad you got when I called you a baby mama?
Don't call me that. That's why I
See?
said that. I was like, I hate that.
So guess what? When we say baby mama, we know what it means. You're a wife. You're divorced. You had your children with the man you were married to. That's totally different than, Ray Sean didn't use protection and he didn't get that new pill for birth control. He told me he was on that new birth control pill and he lied. That's totally different. So I'm looking at you like, so on the first night you believed him? Oh, okay. And then Ray Ray's father, he in jail 'cause, he was fighting defender. That's totally different. That's why I can't call you a baby mama. So guess what? Everyone don't wear the crown. You can't call everyone a mother of your child. Yeah, you happen to be the mother of the child, but you're looked at different. From a baby mama to a divorced person to a mother of seven by one guy. Totally
Okay. Yeah, you got a real reaction.
different. Yeah, you was ready to hang up on me. Like,
I
Mel,
was
we on the
like,
show. We on the show, Mel. We on the show.
cut the show. Cut the show.
Yeah, Mel, you ain't nothing but a baby mama. Clack clack. Clack clack. What?
Yes. Yes, Bill. That was full circle. Bringing the male birth control pill back to the topic. Okay. You see that? Okay. That was funny though. Because they do be like, yeah, I'm on the pill.
Yeah, girl, don't worry about it. I'm on the pill. I'm sick every morning. Why am I so sick in the morning? He told me he was on the
Y'all might
pill.
be sick in the morning. Y'all might be. Oh, listen, I got to cover this Inside Edition story. So this is credit to Inside Edition. This lady, I guess she was her own neighborhood watch. And I think the 911 operator thought she was a Karen. I'm going to let this play because I can't figure out how to put it on here. Oh, Lord. No, wait a minute.
This granny got quite the shock when her phone rang. It was the cops. Karen Clinton says she imagined the worst.
What's wrong? Oh no, wait, do I need to sit down? I was terrified. I was bracing for impact. I was waiting to hear what awful news I was about to receive.
At first, the dispatcher tried to reassure the distraught woman.
You don't need to sit down, everything's fine.
But then came the jolt out of nowhere.
I just want to let you know, congratulations, you've won the prize. Got a contest. It's called the Movie Prize. You are the dumbest person in all this police department ever. He's a secret. So thank you for being a resident of the city and have a wonderful life. And it was very cruel. I was still trying to process what had just happened.
So what's going on here? Well, Karen Clinton says she's somewhat of a neighborhood watchdog in her hometown outside Cleveland. And over the years, she has called the non-emergency number of the police department a lot over such issues as road construction safety, car horns blasting at night, drinking and drug use, and so on. In fact, those calls have apparently totaled 183 times in the past 15 years. People seeing this story are going to go, why would this woman call the police 183 times? It might sound a little bit excessive.
If those numbers are accurate, if you do the math, it's one call a month. And for what goes on around here, that's not excessive at all.
The dispatcher made the call on her last day on the job. Apparently, she wanted to let Karen Clinton know exactly how she felt about getting all those calls.
You are the dumbest person to call this police department.
Ironically, the grandmother is a former dispatcher and firefighter herself. Meantime, the dispatcher who was fired for that call is charged with harassment. She has pled not guilty and goes on trial in September.
All right. Look, I'm trying to get this. How do I stop this? There we go. I'm like, how do I stop this? So, I just need to know, what's your thoughts on that?
It was funny. She got it out before she left.
She got it out before she left. That was her last day on the job.
She got it out before she left.
All right.
Mm, mm, mm.
That is hilarious. I want to tell you, lovely people, I did have a topic and it says keep trucking, which actually worked. Keep it moving. If you don't like where you're at, just keep it moving. Our guest today is a truck driver and somehow the connection didn't work right. So we'll try to get him on another day. All right. She is the neighborhood like Karen. It was legit. Legit. I'm going to say this for the reality piece of it on my footnote. People, please, please, please don't join in with the crowd. Do not join in with the crowd. Always be you. You know my slogan. It's okay to be you. So today's footnote: to fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness. All
Amen.
right. I just got to tell my people that. You got to know. And that's from Robert Morley. Fall in love with yourself. Think about you. Do what you do. And make sure you always make decisions based off you. It is so important, because when you put other folks' happiness ahead of yours, it's going to be a problem. Even if it's in relationships, it's going to be a problem. Somebody is going to be unhappy. We get one life to live. All right. Make sure you're happy and living in it. Find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people, you know what it is. 1, 2, 3. Shout out.
See, Mel, that's
That was what?
That's how it's done.
That's how it's done. That was off. Nature was
No,
so
it
off.
wasn't. That was perfection. I mean, I took the bass and baritone. You were the what's the one, the
I'm
falsettos and stuff,
alto. I'm alto.
alto and falsetto. Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
All right. Okay.
it blended nice.
Oh, that was the echo? That was the echo. Nick, you see that? All right, lovely people. We out. See you next Saturday. Oh, hit that like button for me.
Yes, please.
Yeah, appreciate it.